Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, to That Park Place. My name is Vash Sky, and covering Halloween costumes and the charts. What is this? Well, it's with me is WW Pro. Hello there, Pro. How are you doing today, sir?
Hello, Vash. Just like on Halloween, I am only ever masked up with a coffee cup.
Yes, and the coffee cup looks very good on you, I will say. But the kids now, they want a little bit more than coffee cups. Do they want Disney? Well, we'll find out. From That Park Place, K-Pop Demon Hunters tops 2025 Halloween costume charts amid continued streaming success. This by Cham Lee, October 19th, 2025. K-Pop Demon Hunters is continuing to up this year, as the Netflix streaming musical sensation has taken 6 of the top 10 Halloween costume spots this year. Costumes based on K-Pop Demon Hunters have become the most popular choice for Halloween in 2025. According to data from Google's Frightgeist, I believe, characters from the film Rumi, Zoe, Mira, Jinu, and baby Saja occupy the top 5 trending costume searches in the United States, and Derpy takes the number 8 spot. I want to go ahead and look at this list because, you know, when I was examining this list, bro, I noticed something.
What did you notice, Vash? What have you found?
My goodness gracious, bro. There is not a single Disney bona fide IP amongst this list in the top 15, bro. Yeah, I mean, you remember when we were growing up, Disney was all the rage. Well, maybe not when we were growing up, but at least when we were old enough to have kids of our own and saw what the kids were doing, maybe even like 10 to 15 years ago. Bro, you couldn't spot a group without a Captain America in there, without a Hulk, without an Iron Man, or maybe an Elsa, maybe a Moana. And now, in the year 2025, in terms of costumes being Google searched by, I'm guessing, parents or maybe even kids looking to get into the Halloween festivities, there's not one Disney IP among them. Bro, this is very significant. Has Disney become insignificant in 2025?
Well, let's throw a curveball here, okay? Because I want people to understand that this Halloween season, you are still going to have little Spider-Man. Bring that list back up, Vash. Let's get the list back up for a minute. You're still going to have little Spider-Man. They're going to show up at your doorstep. I don't want you to worry about that. You're going to have some little Snow Whites, maybe one or two, maybe Cinderella, okay? They're still going to show up at your door. This is talking about top 15 trending Halloween costumes according to Google, which is to say it's based on Google searches for Halloween costumes. Now, What's happening here are a couple of things. First of all, every teenage and young woman, every teenage girl and young woman across the country wants to be, and across the world, wants to be one of the K-pop Demon Hunters, and they're going to go as the K-pop Demon Hunters, and they've largely ran Wicked out of the marketplace, really and truly, okay? So Rumi, obviously number 1, Zoe, obviously number 2, Mira. Then you go to Jinu, who is, one of the dudes, I guess. And you got baby Saja. So Jinu is that costume. You might as well name it. My girlfriend picked out my Halloween costume this year. And baby Saja is, hi, I'm the kid. Mom picked this out. Okay. All right. Now, beyond that, and you got Derpy, right? They'll put that on the older kid. Folks, Disney ex-nayed themselves from this list in a particular way. Now, again, there are going to be those characters. Iron Man is going to come. A little tiny 4-foot Iron Man is going to show up at your doorstep wanting candy because those costumes are going to be at Walmart and Target and Costco, and families are going to go and buy them. They're not searching for those. It's just going to happen. Just like there's no Ninja Turtles on this list, but you'll get a Ninja Turtle. There's no SpongeBob. You're going to get a SpongeBob, okay? It's a heavy, hot costume. Hate having the SpongeBob. You're going to sweat a lot of that. But here's the deal. These are the hottest costumes. Where is Moana? Where is Moana? Where is the Rachel Zegler Snow White?
Right.
Where are these characters? Well, here's the answer for you. And where's Lilo, by the way? The answer to that is Disney has made it such that it's controversial to be a princess unless you match with the race. So families are saying, I know you want to be Moana, but you're not Polynesian. That is the terrifying part for Disney is they've tribalized, if that's a word, I'm going to make it a word. They've tribalized, play it in Scrabble. They've tribalized their consumers such that kids can't dress up as their characters anymore for fear that they will be ostracized and blamed and shamed This is something their parents worry about, not the kids, but the parents worry about this, especially in certain parts of the country, Vash.
Well, I'm guessing too that it's more palatable, I'm guessing, to dress up as maybe a South Korean rather than a Polynesian figure.
So that's,
I'm guessing that's
Vash,
right.
that's the perfect point. People are not worried about dressing up as huntrix. They're not worried about it at all. They're not worried about being called Rosas or anything like that. But they are worried about being some character of a darker skin color, like Moana, like Lilo. And that's depressing the sales. And Snow White too now, which is the most bizarre thing in the world. Sweetie, do you want to be Snow White? Mom, that was Rachel Zegler. I don't want to be called. That is a very strange thing now. But that's what Disney has done. And somehow Netflix, for all their faults, managed to avoid that. Sony has managed to avoid that with K-pop Demon Hunters. It's beloved, and anybody and any girl and anybody who wants to participate in that franchise is welcome to, regardless of their background, regardless of the race. I hope that at my house for Halloween, I would love to have young women of Asian or Caucasian or African descent, every nationality, every ethnicity. You can show up as K-pop Demon Hunters, folks. I will still throw, the Snickers or the whatever the candy of choice is this year. I will give it to you. No floss. I promise, Vash. No dental floss, no apples, no tangerines. It is pure anti-dentistry sugar coming from the pro household this year. I'm going to be giving, frankly, I may give chocolate-covered lard just to make sure you have a great time. I don't know. That actually doesn't sound very appealing now that I say it. Please actually don't eat the chocolate-covered lard. You may look like the Derby cat.
Yeah, no, I don't think that's going to be good right there. That's for sure. Look, I'll just dress up as a minion, and that way you can just set the chocolate bar right on my head right there. We'll
chocolate covered bacon, Vash. Chocolate covered bacon. Should I give that away?
Oh, well, that's not bad.
I can sit out on the front porch with the music playing, right? I always play music. I have tons of the Halloween goers at the place. I could sit out there with a George Foreman grill, may he rest in peace, George Foreman grill, and cook bacon like Michael Scott, and then dunk it in the bacon and give it right to the kids. Parents would love me. And the restroom trips will be glorious that evening for everybody.
This is really something here, bro. But,
Sweetie, what did you get? What did you get at that nice house? I got chocolate-covered bacon right off the grill.
The best snack one could give, trick or treat. Now, it's interesting that you bring up the race ethnicity argument, because wasn't that the reason why Megyn Kelly was kicked off NBC back in the day? I thought it was because of maybe the Polynesian issues surrounding Moana. Or I think
that and Megyn Kelly got in trouble for Santa Baby. That issue of whether Santa's white or black. And listen, I don't care about any of that. I just I'm in awe that Disney has managed to drive their franchises down to the place that whether or not those costumes are still available, and you'll get some Annas, you'll get some Elsas, but they're not costumes that people are searching for. They're not the hot ones this year, and Disney did that to themselves.
They absolutely did. And there wasn't, it wasn't like that Disney was bereft of entertainment in the marketplace. I mean, look at, Brave New World? Why aren't we seeing more Captain Americas on this list? Why aren't we seeing, like you said, more Snow Whites, more Lilos, more Stitches, and so forth? We're just not seeing any of that show up in this top 15 list. This is absolutely unheard of. And remember, there was Elio and there was a couple of other releases, Sean Aries and so forth, that, I'm told on X and multiple platforms all the time, hey, they found an audience somewhere out there. I don't know. I can't see them, but they're not represented here. And so I think the Walt Disney Company, in addition to a lot of other issues plaguing them right now, have become completely irrelevant, at least when it comes to this trending costume list right here. Very, very interesting stuff. We want to go ahead and hear from you. What, if you have kids at home, what are they asking for in order to dress up as when it comes to, trick-or-treating or their favorite Halloween party out there? Please let us know in the comment section down below. Very interesting discussion, to be sure. Keep it civil, of course. If you haven't liked this video, please go ahead and like this video. Use those hype points. That will be very, very cool. And make sure you follow That Park Place for all the news that should be fun.
Thanks for watching That Park Plays News. For more information, consider checking out www.thatparkplace.com. And don't forget to subscribe, share, like, and send this out on your favorite social media accounts.